Hi everyone and welcome back to my series of Python Unleashed. My name is Ajay and today's topic is we are going to understand how to create modules in Python. So when I use the term modules, basically it will be a separate Python files which will be having functions which will only have functions into it, and then we can use these modules into the main Python program. We can call these modules and use those modules so that the kind of managing the code becomes pretty easy. Okay, now before we go ahead, let me tell you Python basically have packages. We also call that as libraries, and for every special need we require a special package. For example, if I have to work with graphs, in that case I need to install this package, that is matplotlib. Now this is a package that you need to install. But if you're working with Anaconda distribution, in that case you have this package pre-installed. You don't need to install it separately. Similarly, if I have to work with websites, then in that case I need to install a package that is called as Django. So using this package we can have a web application that you can develop using this package that is called as Django. So packages are basically folders, okay, and these folders basically contain the modules. Now there can be many modules, so maybe matplotlib has many module files, so these are basically Python files, understand it. So every package has its set of modules, and then these modules will have a set of programs. So for example, file1.py will have functions like function 1 and function 2, function 3, and there might be n number of functions. Similarly, that is a file2.py will have its own set of functions and so on. So a package will have modules, and the modules, every module will have its own set of functions. So this is how basically the structure is. Okay, now in this particular tutorial I'm going to keep it very short. We are just going to understand how to create a simple module of just one single module, and that module will have some functions. Okay, this is what this tutorial is all about, and in the future then we will learn in fact how to create a package and install that package with Python, and then we can use that package as same as what we install the package and use it. Okay, so you can have your own set of packages. Okay, so let us start. So we have how to create a module. Okay, now for that, for example, we have already worked with some modules, or that is the math module. If you might have worked with this module, now if you have to work with this module, you need to explicitly import that, and I can say that is math, right? A math module. And then what I can do is I can simply use this module, that is math dot, okay, I think this is a small m, right? And then I can use the functions of that particular module. Now you can see these are so many functions that are available. Now this math module, it is pre-installed. It is the module provided by Python. Okay, and now what we are going to do is, after this, just we will understand this and then we will create our own module. Now you can see this math module which Python has provided, there are so many functions available. Now this is a module which we can use for all the mathematical formulas and calculations. So for example, if I want to have a factorial of a number, so you can see there is a function called as factorial, you can see out here, and then I can just pass a value like 5, and I'm just printing that. And now if I run this, and you can see the output, that is 120 out here. So that is the factorial of 5 is 120, isn't it? Similarly, there are so many other functions that I can use. For example, if I have the POW, that is a power function. So power function basically, for example, 5 comma 2. So this is how to use it. So this basically will calculate 5 raised to 2, and if you calculate that, you can see the answer is 25. Okay, so this is how you can import a module, a pre-installed module provided by Python, and using the keyword that is import. Okay, import math. And if you want to just work with one particular function, so in that case, for example, I just want to work with the factorial. So in that case, what you need to do is, or with the power function. Over here I've used the POW, so let us just work with the power function. So I'm just going to work with the power function. So in that case, I need to change that. I need to use from, which is a keyword, module, that is math, and then I will just import, that is POW. Okay, and then once I use this, once I just import one particular module, then I just don't need to use this math dot. Okay, that is a module. From that particular module, I'm using this function. But if I use this from math import POW, then I just need to ignore this. I don't need this, and now I can use this straight away. Okay, you can see out here. Okay, so this is how you can do it. So if you want to, you're not going to work with all the math functions. You are just going to work with maybe with factorial and POW. So at this point I have POW, and that is power function, and if I want to work with the factorial, so these are the two functions I'm going to work. So I can just give a comma and say factorial. That's it. Okay, and now you can use these functions. So from math import pure power and factorial. So let us just work with this. That is okay, just let me just copy this, okay, and paste it, and then I can use the function factorial and just pass 5, and now you can use this, and you can see that is 25 for the first answer, that is 5 raised to 2, and this is factorial of 5, that is 120. So you can see if you are using with 1 or 2 or 5 functions of a math module, so why would you import the entire module, right? Just use this syntax, that is from keyword, from the module math import, and then use these two functions. So I'm just importing these functions and then I'm using them. Okay, so this is how you can use this import a particular module. Now what we will do is, just like we have this math module, we will create our own module which will do the same work, that is POW and factorial. Okay, now the first thing is we need to create a module. So for creating a module, we need to have these two functions in that particular module. So let us just write the function, that is factorial, and that is n. So n is the parameter out here. So simply I will take a value, that is a variable, fact is equal to 1, and then say for I in range 1 comma n plus 1. Now n plus 1 is because I will start from 1 and this goes 1 less than n, so I'm just adding plus 1 to this, isn't it? And then simply fact is equal to fact into I, and then come outside the loop and just return the fact. That's it, right? So this is the only one function that we created at this point. Let me just have this one function. Let us save this. Okay, I've saved this with test.py, but I will change it to something like save as, and I will say maths s. You can see I've given a small s over here, that is maths. So the by default we have the math function, but I'm using, that is the Python's module, I mean to say, but I'm giving the name of my module as maths. Okay, and I will save this now. Now this becomes my module, maths.py. Let us just close this file and come to a new file. Now what I will do is I will import that module, that is maths. Okay, make sure that you have you're saving all the files in the same directory. Okay, in that case this will work, otherwise this will not work. Okay, so I'm just importing this maths module, and then just say print maths dot, and you can see over here it is showing the function, that is factorial. Okay, this is the function that we created, and then just pass 5. Now let us run this. Okay, save this like test.py, and now we will run this, and you can see we have 120, and then we have, that is factorial of 4 is 24, factorial of 5 is 120. So we are getting it The answer is right. That's perfect, isn't it? So what we have done is just we created a module called as maths, and this we have just saved in a separate file. I will just open that file. That is this one. Okay, and you can see this is maths.py, and what will maths.py will have? It will only have the function definitions. You can see the function definitions, and then in this test.py I just imported this module, and then from that module I'm using the function that is factorial, isn't it? So this is basically a call to that function. So from here it jumps to this particular module, and then if I say 4, so this 4 is received to this n. So this I'm passing this as an argument, that is a constant 4, and this parameter n will receive that 4, and then this will calculate the factorial of n, that is 4, and then I will return that answer. So that the answer get written over here where it has been called. So it straight away prints. So I'm using that print function, so it will straight away print that particular value. Okay, now let us just create one more function inside this, and that is the POW function. So POW function, okay, now by default this is just a POW function which is already it exists. It's okay, you can just use x comma y. So this will be basically x raised to y. Now how do we calculate that? Just let us have a, that is 1, and if I want x raised to y, so x should be multiplied y times, isn't it? X should be multiplied y times. So for I in range, I'll go by the y time, and I will start it from 1, or else it will not really matter. And then what I will do, a is equal to a into x. I think this will solve the purpose, and then return a. Okay, now this is a POW function. Now let me just save this first, and then go to test.py, copy this, paste it to the next line, and then I use math dot, you can see the function that is POW 5 comma 2, and now we will run the function, and you can see we got the factorial of 4, that is 24, and 5 raised to 2, that is 25. So let me just give this as 4, and then we will have the answer, that is 5 raised to 4, that is 625, isn't it? So it is working perfectly. So these are the two functions. So this is the function that is factorial, and this is the next function that is POW. So we created our own functions, isn't it? That is factorial, and that is the POW functions. So this is how you can create your own modules. At this point you just need to store these modules in the same directory that you're working. So in my upcoming tutorial, what we are going to learn is basically we are going to learn how to create a package, and which you can actually distribute. So once you create this package, then you can distribute this package, and anybody can use this package. So we are going to learn how to professionally create a package, and how to have multiple modules and multiple functions. Okay. Hi everyone, welcome back once again to the series of Python Unleashed. My name is Ajay, and today we are going to learn how to create packages in Python. Okay, in my last tutorial we have just understood how to create modules and use them, and that was the simplest way that we have learned to create a module. But in this tutorial we are going to understand how to create a package in Python. So as in my previous tutorial I've told you that package is basically a library, okay, which basically contains number of modules. So n number of modules a package can have. So these modules are actually nothing but the Python files, that is .py files. So maybe this modules 1, that is a py file. So these are actually Python files, and these every file or every module, you can say, that has a set of functions. So this has module 1 has function 1, 2, 3, and so do module 2 will have the functions, and number of functions, that is 1, 2, 3. So every module will have its own set of functions. Okay, so package, when we talk about a package, so it is nothing but a folder. So we need to create a folder. The first step towards creating a package is we need to create a folder and give a particular name to your folder. Now this name will be the name that resembles the kind of purpose it has, okay, that the kind of work that your package will do. So you need to give a proper name to your folder that will get associated with the kind of work your package is going to do. Okay, and then what we need to do is we need to have uh, this particular file, which is this is a double underscore and init, that is initialized basically, and then again double underscore dot py. Now this is basically a constructor. This is a class constructor. Now we are not going to go in detail about the class construction, the constructor, but at this point just understand that this is a file which is a class constructor. This is very important that your folder should have this file. This file is actually an indication to Python that this particular folder is not a normal folder. Basically, this folder is a package. Okay, so you need to have this file. And what will this file have? Well, at this point we will just have an empty file. So we'll just create an empty file that is with the name that is underscore double underscore init, then double underscore dot py, which is a constructor file. Okay, so this file we will just create an empty file and store it in this particular folder. So we'll create a folder, give it some name, and then we will have this empty file stored into it, just to indicate Python that this folder is actually a package. Okay, and then what we will do, we will have some modules, that is just some Python files, and every file will have some set of functions. Okay, so this is how we are going to start. So the very first thing that we need to do is we need to build a modules. Okay, so we'll have some 1, 2, and this is a third module out here, and then they will have some set of functions. Okay, so let us start. So what we will do at this point, this is just an, okay, it's like just to show you what are packages and how to build modules. So, and every module will have the functions, right? So we will just give the name to the functions as function 1. Okay, so I just give this name as function 1, and then I'll just print a message that is inside function 1, or more specifically, I can to be more specific, I can give this something like, you know, package, and just an arrow, and then the module 1, and then a arrow. Okay, so this is like the package. Inside the package, this is the module that I will be actually creating right now, and then inside this module we have this function 1. That's it, just a name, this just a you know, a message that we are going to print. Okay, so we'll just copy this and paste it, and one more, I'll paste it, or let us have one more. Okay, let us have 4, and then I'll just name this function as function 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And over here I just need to change this message, that is, this is function 1, this is function 2, this is 3, and this is 4. That's it. Okay, so this is a module. Now we are going to we're going to store this file. So let us go ahead and save this file with the name, and I'll call this name as module 1. Okay, module1.py. So this is module1.py, but as I said, in real world, if you're building some package and your packages will have modules, so you need to give proper names to your package and to your modules, which will actually you know, associate, or which will actually indicate to the user what this module will actually do. Okay, so this is just to explain you how things are do it or how things work. So we are just giving this name as module1.py. And before saving this, let us just create a folder. So we'll create a folder and name this folder as package. Okay. Okay, package. Now please understand, this is just a name of the folder. Package itself does not mean anything, it's just a name. So as I said, again I'm repeating, when you will create your own package, so you will have some particular name that you need to give to this folder that will indicate what this package is going to do. Okay, so I'll just go inside this package. Okay, I'll just keep this simple as small m module1.py, and I will save this inside this folder that is package. Okay, and then what I will do is I'll just copy this and create a new file. Okay, and just paste it. So, and I will just replace this as module 2. Okay, and rest everything will be same, that is module 2. And let me save this now, and this I will save it with the name that is module2.py. okay, and then we will create, let us create one more module, and I'll just paste it and just replace this as module 3, and I will save this with the name as module3.py. okay, let me just save this, and I will save this as module3.py. okay, so we created one module, and that module, I mean, if in fact we created 3 modules, and every module has 4 functions into it. Okay, so we have a package and we have 3 modules. So you can say, if you just go by this, so there is a package with the name called as package, and then there are 3 modules, that is 1 2 3, and every module has a kind of 4 functions inside it, isn't it? And then what we are going to do is we need to create one more file, as I said, and just keep this file empty and save this file with the name that is double underscore init, and again double underscore dot py. Now this is very important, this is a constructor, and this file actually indicates to Python that this is a package. This folder itself is a package. Okay, so you need to save this file inside the folder, that is the name of my folder itself is package. Okay, I'll just save this. Okay, done. And then what we need to do is we need to go to, that is just import sys, which is a module, and you can just print sys dot path. Now this will show you the entire path of your Anaconda where are the packages installed. And if you look closer to this all these paths that you can see out here, we have this one, that is okay, that is Anaconda packages and DLL user, just a minute, that is the site package that you need to look for, and this one. Okay, so you can see, look at this folder, that is C colon user, that's name of the folder Ajay. Then inside that we have the Anaconda 3 folder, and then the library folder. Inside that library folder we have a folder called as site packages. Now all the packages that you install, okay, or are being pre-installed, it is stored under this particular folder, which is called as site dash packages. Okay, so what we need to do is, now the simplest way to do is just copy this folder and paste it under this site package. Which folder? The folder that we just created, the package folder. The name of the package is package itself, isn't it? So we need to track this particular path and then store our package. Just copy it and store it under this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this, okay, and just open my PC and just paste it over here. Just remove that double underscore, just make it as 1, just otherwise it will not open. Okay, just keep it once backslash, and then just go to that particular folder. Now you can see we are under the site packages, and these are the packages you can see out here. Okay, these are all the packages. What we need to do is, okay, we need to copy that particular file. That is, just open it and go to go back to the folder, and here you can see the folder that is package, isn't it? Just copy this particular folder, and I'll just paste it. That is over here, that is under the site packages. So just right click and paste it. Okay, make sure that all your program is right and it is been, there are no syntax error in your modules. Okay, after that you can do this work. So I hope there is no syntax error in my modules. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is just close all these files. Okay, okay, now let us just you know, now that I've done it, I've copied that particular folder into that site packages. Now just we can use that import keyword to import that particular package. So I'll just say package dot, and here it is. See, it is showing you all the three modules. Can you see it? That is module 1, module 2 and module 3. This small m out here, it indicates that this is a module. Okay, and then I just import that module, and then what I can do is I can just use, that is module 1 dot. Okay, I just use that as, just give an alias name as pack, just give us an alias name as pack, and then I can use pack dot, and you can see the functions out here. So I've just given an alias name, otherwise I have to type this entire thing and then access that particular function. So I just give an alias name, that package dot module 1 as pack, and then I can simply use that particular name, that alias name, and you can see these functions, isn't it? And then I'll just copy this and paste it over here. Okay, and just name function 1, this is function 2, function 3 and function 4. Now let us just run this and see the output. Just let us give this name as test.py, and you can see the it is not displaying anything. That is because I'm not using this, is I'm not actually giving a call, I'm just passing the reference. So I just need to have these opening and closing brackets since it is a function, isn't it? Now let us run this, and you can see the you know, the messages, that is package, under that module 1, and inside function 1, inside function 2 and so on. And then if I just turn this as 2, okay, this is now module 2, and if I run this, and then you see I'm giving actually accessing the module 2 and not module 1. So inside module 2 we have this function 1, function 2, function 3. As you can see over here, I had created 3 modules, so now this is the third module. If I replace this with module 3, and now if I run it, and you can see there is module 3. Okay, so this is how you can create a package. In fact, a package can have you know, more sub packages. So a package can have a sub package. Okay, so this is how to do it. Now this is not actually the standard way of creating a package. Let me tell you, a standard way is where you actually create a package, and then properly you need to you know, make that a part of the Python, and for that we have certain commands that we need to execute so that it becomes a part of a Python. Though this particular you know, the way that we did it, it works that way and you will not face any problem as such, but still it is just a kind of a shortcut to, you know, create a package. Means kind of not creating the package, but the way we associated it with Python, that was a kind of a shortcut. So we need some you know, we need to there are so many commands, I mean, and using that commands, then we kind of make it a you know, that particular package, we associate it with Python, we make it as a part of a Python. Okay, but at this point, as a beginner, you can just it's more than sufficient that you need to understand how to create a package. Okay,